And hello everyone, and welcome to another video. So today I wanted to talk about finance and specifically the bank situation in the United States. And in short, I think it's all made up. The banks are not financially weak as reported. If you actually look at the financial statements of the bank, and if you know how to do basic financial analysis, you'll realize that they're very financially strong. So the whole thing has been orchestrated by certain people interested in acquiring very strong banks at a low price and also perhaps short selling on it. So it's been set up. If you're interested in stocks, if you look at if you know how to analyze stocks and you look at the banks, you'll see that they're very financially strong. Their profit margins, their revenue has been rising, their PE ratios are low, their dividends are strong. So it's a completely made up story that these banks are somehow failing or not financially stable. In fact, there are a lot of stocks in the stock market which are bogus, financially unstable stocks, but they're not the banks. They're things like First Solar. They're things like Insulet. These stocks have PE ratios of like 500 and up, but they're going up. Nobody is, they're not going down. So the whole thing is obviously, somewhat rigged, and specifically about the banks. Specifically, regional banks in the United States have been very strong. And as such, some bigger banks in the United States looked at them and basically realized that we would like to acquire them because they're competitors to huge banks like Wells Fargo and JP Morgan. So we orchestrate a story where, we pretend like these banks are financially weak, we'll crash their value, and we'll acquire them for 1/100th of what they're worth, And that's the thing. That's what makes the stock market interesting, is these things where you have this orchestrated crisis, where basically a crisis, in my opinion, is a temporary depreciation of the value of the asset, So in short, my advice would be to buy KRE, which is the ETF for regional banks, because it's going to go up. Also, I think outside of California and New York, banks are probably not going to fail. So if you look at bank failures by state, you'll see that the most bank failures have been in California. So if there is any banks that's gonna fail, it's in California. I think KRE is a safe buy overall, and is a good investment. But again, nobody talks about, you have tons and tons of articles saying these banks are near failing, but the financials show otherwise. Look at any financials and you'll see that they have the strongest profits. And of course, when you're going to have a bunch of articles saying the bank is going to fail, there's going to be a bank run, and they already know that. But anyway, don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to talk more about finance, traveling abroad and all that. I'll see you guys in the next video.